So for this video, we're going to look at some settings, specifically the settings off of registration. So in your admin, click on Settings, Registration. You're going to see Module Enabled is the very first thing with a checkbox in there. If you don't have a check mark in the checkbox, then it disables the registration and your software will work as waivers only. If all you need is waivers and you don't want reservations, you can do that. But if you want to use it as a registration system, make sure you have a check in there. Next field down is max allowed per time slot soft setting. So here we're showing 16. What that means is at any given interval that we're allowing, and let's just jump to that really quick. If we go on down here, we see that our booking time is set for minutes every 30 minutes, which means on our drop down we're going to see if we've set that we open at 10 o'clock on a particular day, we'll see that people can book in at 10, 10:30, 11, 11:30. If we change that to 120 minutes, then it's every 2 hours, so they could book in at 10 and 12 and 2 and 4, etc. So at any given period, and we're doing 30 minutes on our particular field, I have a soft setting of 16, which means once 16 people or more have booked in for any particular time period, that time will no longer be available. So I can have more than 16 people playing at that point. I might have 12 book in and then another group of 10 books in, so that's going to take me to 22. But as soon as there's more than 16 booked at any given period, then nobody else could book in there. And since our average group is about 10, I've found that setting this for 16, you normally end up with about 20, 22, 24, something like that. A good way to really visualize what's happening is using our daily report. If you go up to registration and go down to daily report, you can pop up a report for any given day, and you can choose what day with the calendar at the upper right. So let's just take at this this day and look at it really quick just to show what we're doing here. So at 10 o'clock, 6 people booked in. All right. So at 10:30, you can see here this is giving us the particular interval we're using every half hour. So at 10:30, well, we had 2 more people book in. So at that point, I had 8 people in the whole facility. Now at 11 o'clock, I had a group of 13 book in and a group of 4. So as soon as this 13 and the 4 both booked in, that gave me 17 people booking in at 11, which then would shut that off. So now 11 is no longer available on the drop down for anybody else in order to book in. But they could still book in at 11:30. So at 11:30 we had 10 people and another 8. So again, that cut it off at that point because I only want 16, 18, 20 people, 25 people any given half hour to book in, just the way our field is set up as far as how many can I get through the briefing, how quick can I hand out guns, etc. So I can have a lot more people than 16 playing in the facility, but I don't want any more than 16, 18, 20 to come in any given half hour, so we set it there. Now you can see there's numbers along the bottom here, 0, 40, 80, 120. This is the total number of people booked in for the entire day at that point. So I can see that at 12:30, including the people who are booking in at 12:30, this group of 13 and this group of 12, another 25 booking in right there, it's going to give me approximately 80 people total that are still in and playing at that point. Now again, this is assuming that our average group is 2.5 hours, which is pretty close for us, and then that means that this group that started at 10 o'clock, by 12:30, they're probably done handing back their guns, so now that's available for these people. This group that started at 11, they're still going to be around till about 1 o'clock. By 1:30, they're probably going to be gone. So by changing up these parameters, you can customize how the flow on your field is. Now let's suppose I only had 100 guns total, or I want a limitation. I can only handle 100 customers. You can see here at my high point of the day, we went just over 120. If you set your max, so now let's go back and take a look at that setting. If I set the total number of players at the facility at 100, and if I save that, And anytime you make changes up there, you have to go on down and choose to save the changes. Now, if that's set down to only 100, then when I go in here, it wouldn't allow these people to book in because it would take me over the 100 mark for that day. So then that would spread out my day, move some of these people hopefully into this area or earlier in order to balance everything out. So between the settings of the max allowed soft setting and then the total max players, and actually for my field we use 125, so I don't want to go past 125, and we'll just save that again. I can customize how many people are in on my field playing at any given point. It helps smooth out my whole day. If we take a look at a couple other days, let's just jump into another day here, and we'll take a look. Here's a day, and you can see that we start out in the morning, we start getting more people in. Then as the day goes on, we try to keep it about 90 to 100 people playing at any given point. And again, you can see how it works with our 2.5 hour spread for how long they're playing and how the people slowly move in, and then at the end of the day it drops off. So this is what an average Saturday looks like on my system for our field, with my settings being 16 for a soft setting and 125 for my hard setting. You can see we never got to the 125 here, so it didn't put any limitations on that whatsoever. But if I have a day where a lot of people are booked in, it just helps smooth everything out.